What's up, guys? So the behind the scenes of A Horrorble Dream. What's up again? As you can see, we're in a different location. We're not in my room as usual. Usually we'd be in my room to do the sort of A Horrorble Dream, sort of a behind the scenes that you may have noticed over the past month. But if everything goes according to plan, this is on the 31st of October, aka the day of Halloween. So this is going to be the ultimate behind the scenes. Everything from pre to post-production, and I'm meaning that literally. I'm not talking about, what's up guys, another episode of films we're shifting from pre to post-production. I'm talking about, we will literally be shifting from the beginning to the end. No just visual effects, no just pre-production, just everything that went into the film, and we're going to be talking about it right now. Now, I'm going to be doing an overview of everything. I'm not going to be doing like, I went very deeply into music. I went very deeply into sound design, even though there wasn't much of those two. But I'm not going to be going that deeply into this. I'm going to be saying, this is a few of the techniques, skip along. Or else it would end up being like 3 hours long, which, I don't know, you want to stick with me for 3 hours? That's going to be the whole Lincoln movie, so rather not. But I'm going to quickly start off just talking about why we made it. Then we'll go to pre-production, production, and then post-production. So, let's begin. Alright guys, so the reason why we made this was due to Halloween. Now, usually my films has been a lot of action films and Halloween films and all that sort of thing. And, you know, I'm trying to make a lot of, films, mainly for like a resume sort of a thing. But what I'm trying to do is try and, broaden out. That's why I made On a Whiteboard and iDocumentary, because those are completely different. I've never made a film like that before. And now you might be wondering why I throw a Halloween horror film right in there. Because, you can't really go too original when it comes to horror. You get Annabelle, you get all these scary films that usually based around the same storyline. You find a little kid in the shower, or the guy finds a girl in the shower, aka Psycho. Knife gets, for some reason, thrown in the shot because the people can't afford guns. Shit goes down, and the result is horror. But I didn't want it to be sort of like that. I wanted it to be sort of a different sort of a film. And the reason why we made it was, just to clarify, it was for Halloween. As you guys know, we do this thing, Horrorween, which is now gonna be a yearly thing. We've done it in 2013. We're doing it now again. We forgot 2014 because reasons. So that is why we didn't do it in 2014, and that's why we did it. So I guess now's a good time to pace our way to pre-production. Said that wrong. But on to pre-production. Alright guys, now there's not much to talk about here for pre-production. As you guys know, for this film, there was no script, it was just a shot list, and it was the idea. So that's basically, there was only 2 videos for week 1 of behind the scenes, which was pre-production, and that was, what's his name? Finding setting, shot listing. Never mind, finding setting was not in there, finding setting was in week 3, but it was shot listing and the idea. So I'm gonna quickly broadly talk over what I was meaning by those 2. And now this behind the scenes is going to be more based around, talking more than showing. Because, there was very little B-roll footage in the normal behind the scenes, but it's basically going to be barely any. It's going to be showing our production, so definitely watch till the production. But I'm drifting away from my topic a lot. But I'm going to quickly tell you guys now, the idea about this film was we wanted to make a film that was sort of based around the Inception sort of a theme, which was there's a dream inside of a dream, and then you gotta go back inside a dream inside of a dream, and you gotta do all these crazy things. And I completely drift away from the Inception storyline. We only had 2 dream sequences, or 3 or 4, however you thought of the ending, that's how many you had, because it was sort of an open-ended film. And the reason why we did an idea like this is because I really wanted to try and make a horror film a little bit less straight up forward. Usually, I was at the moment thinking of sort of having a horror doll, or, based around some scary doll or something that could really scare the crap out of people. But then I thought, how can I make it scary and make people shit in their pants when they go to bed while I make it original? So that the filmmakers could be mind blown, and all the normal people could be staying up all night when they have an exam the next morning and really get screwed over. That's a dream when it comes to horror filmmaking. So that's basically what I wanted to do for that. And I think that I did not at all achieve it. I'm going to straight up say I did not achieve that. I was planning on getting more scary jump scares, and I try to manipulate that with the music a lot, having drums coming before it. And I don't think the jump scares work that well, so I'm going to be really honest about my opinion about this film right now. And, I sort of didn't think that I hit the ground perfectly with this film. Although, compared to all the other films, I think I executed it when it came to understanding the idea more. I mean, on a whiteboard was fairly hard to understand. And I mean, if you look at a lot of other films like Up Again, I mean, you're probably completely lost when you watch those films. So at least this one could tie in a little bit more, although I still think it was very hard to understand. But I digress, because now we're going on to completely different subjects. But that's basically, though, been it for the idea. Now, on to shot listing is all I want to say for this is that we use the app Shot Lister. Links below for every week 1, week 2, week 3 behind the scenes. So you can go and check out every individual thing. So shot listing should be down there if you are interested in shot listing. We use the app Shot Lister. It is a really great app. I'll talk more about it in that episode, and there's a tutorial there as well, so you can definitely go and check that out. But we basically used it, we color coded it, and we really just used the plain minimum information so that could make it really, really, you know, a clean shot list. Because at the beginning using Shot Lister, I used to add every little detail, but then I realized, what is the use of adding some of these details? Like, I mean, just for example, what is the reason for adding sound effects or special effects if you're not gonna do that? So I would cut everything out so that when I look at the shot list, it is much easier to see everything. So that it just makes you look at the shot list and I'm good, carrying on. So that's what I was basically doing for the shot list. Sorry for the dog barking, by the way, if you do hear him in the background. But we're now going to go on to production. Now, production was a standard 5-day shooting day, which we did that for on a whiteboard, and we're doing it for this now. I mean, 5 days, really, in my opinion, is good because it, you know, gives you more than enough time to finish a little 3-minute, 4-minute, 2-minute film, depending if it's around that area, and you usually have maybe a day to spare, which is very helpful. And I mean, you'd be really thankful for if you have, I mean, for some days, we only shot 4 shots. This was only 20-shot film. If you look at all the shots that there was, there's only 20. So we really, but some of the shots, like the glide cam shot, took many of attempts to get right and took lots of setting up and all that. So that's why we needed 5 days. Now, I'm gonna show you guys videos of, you know, every day of production, every 5 days, and an overview of how I thought at the end of the day, how much we got done and all that. But I just want to quickly say, production went very smoothly. For a lot of it, we just did ourselves for the first 2 days, I think. We just did it by ourselves, and then we got some people to help me, mainly my family, like my mom and my dad and all that. So we usually did that sort of a thing. Past that, production was just streamlined, very, you know, relaxed. No shots that really killed other than the glide cam shot. But I'll be talking more about that in these videos, so check them out, and I'll carry on talking in this shot once we're done with those. So, cut to them. Now. This is pretty awkward silence, so... I mean, you can probably hear, like, all the sound going on. Makes it really intense, doesn't it? It really gives a horror feel, like, you know, just like pushing into you, like, yo, this is a, you know, new movie from Saw, and you're like, damn. Well, this is getting awkward, so cutting on to the shots of all the days overview. Let's go. What's up, guys? So we just finished day 1 of A Horrorble Dream. Now, day 1 wasn't that much. We only did 3 shots, but we did it anyway. So I just want to tell you a few things that happened on day 1. First of all, it was a one-man crew. Of course, we didn't have anyone to help us because these shots were really basic due to the reason that I actually was planning on filming today, but I got stuck up in a game. I think it's called Fallout Vaults or something like that. And that game kind of distracted me, and I completely forgot about this. So, and I didn't plan it, the whole thing. I thought I was going to plan it today, which ended up only being a few minutes ago, but I ended up just planning it then and choosing the easier shots, which were at the end of the day 3 shots. The shot of the headphones, the shot of the, you know, while I'm sleeping and then the eyes open and all that, all freaky, and the shot where, like, you know, he realizes that it was because of the creepypastas that he watched, which, if you don't know what a creepypasta is, it's like those horror story things, which I just want to say, one of the hardest challenges about getting a shot like this done is I'm not a horror person, and looking at a picture of that Jeff the Killer guy is kind of freaky. I'm not really that sort of a person, so it's one of those films, like, I like making horror films, but, you know, when it's a film that scares me to make it and edit it, that's a little bit, you know, it's kind of hard, but it is, anyway, still something different. Of course, my normal films would be more of a, you know, just trying to get the coolest shots, not trying to get such a freaky look, but, yeah. So, yeah, we're also going to be doing a few jump scares, I think, maybe tomorrow or the next day. And this film is gonna be a long shooting days because we have a lot of stuff to do at night and a lot of stuff that we're doing, so we have to like cut down into little bite-sized pieces and do it day by day. And it's only at night that we get to film it because, you know, it has to look like a horror film, which if you do want to know, we are using a fluorescent light over there, which I'll quickly show you guys. There we go. Let me just make sure that I put the tripod down properly. There we go. I think that's about good. But we were using that fluorescent light and it just bounced off a whiteboard, which it's white, so it, you know, no problem with color. Bounced around the room, gave some nice soft lighting, and gave the feel that it's still very dark in here, which is very important because it's supposed to look like a horror film and very dark. So yeah, we might do some day for night stuff just to make it look a little bit more, you know, add some blue into the shadows and the highlights and all that, just to give them more of a, you know, oh my gosh, it's cold, and oh my gosh, it's really late at night and all that. So yeah, we'll probably do something like that. And I'll probably say this about 50 times in all the behind the scenes videos, but yes, we're using Canon ER60D and we're using a Canon EFS 17-85 f4 to 5.6 lens. We don't have a 50mm lens. We'll be getting a new one. As I said, we dropped it. Focus ring doesn't work, aperture doesn't work. Yeah, it's all screwed up, but we will be getting the STM version hopefully later on in the year. So yeah, that's basically what we're using, and Magic Lantern is a big help with the crop bars. And yeah, the hardest shot today was definitely also the headphone shot. That was really freaky to watch. But other than that, there was really not much. We filmed it in like 20 minutes or less. We just got everything done as quick as we could. So in my opinion, good shooting day. Not too much, only 3 shots. I mean, come on. But it is only, I think, a 20-shot piece. Let me actually, I got my Shotless app here, which yes, we are using Shotless. I'll probably also say that a billion times. It's a great app. And yes, it is 20 shots. So we only have a 20-shot film and 3 shots. I mean, that just means that we're going to cut it down. I think tomorrow we might do the shot of walking through the hallway because, you know, get all the harder shots done as soon as possible so that we can get it easier. I learned the hard way on a whiteboard when I filmed that. So that's been day 1, and yeah, we'll talk about day 2 later on. So yeah, alright guys, so right now we are just having a little break from the Steadicam shot because, as you know, holding a Steadicam for quite a while gets your arm really stiff and, you know, you can start to shake and all that, and then shots just don't look very good anymore. So we just took a little break, a little 5-minute break. So just while the break, I just thought, why not just go through lighting? So here we have a fluorescent light. This is basically the main light. It lights up the whole room because we didn't want these lights over here to be on because then it feels like all the lights are on and, you know, the house doesn't feel as dead. Over here, we just have these little LED lights, sorts of things. Those were there just to amp up because even though that one was like giving a lot of light to the room, that corner just gave a little bit of a too dark tone, so I didn't like that. And over here, you're not going to be able to see it, but we have this LED lamp behind here, as you can see. And that just backlights the TV, which looks really good. And if you want to know how we got the video of the black bars, I mean not the black bars, the color bars on the TV, because usually you don't get those bars easily. We just took a video, we just had a video of it from Premiere Pro. We added color bars and tone. And then we just cropped it so that it looked more like it's only on a TV. And we just plugged the hard drive in there, and we got it all good, and we have dogs barking. But yeah, so this shot was done with a Steadicam, and we are going to be doing basically, sorry about that, we're gonna basically be stabilizing it a little bit more in post because these Steadicams don't usually look so good. So yeah, that's basically it for this shot. Of course, there's more to come, so yeah, we'll be doing a lot more shots with the Steadicam, but yeah, that was our lighting setup and the Steadicam, but on to the next part. Alright guys, so we just wrapped up day 2 now. We did 8 shots today. I think it was around 8 shots. Yeah, it was 8 shots actually. We finished it off and it was way harder than day 1, of course, because day 1 was only 3 shots and they were really, really not complex. But today, we did the jump scare shot. We did the walking through the hallway shot, which did take a long time due to it being with a gimbal, and it was someone who wasn't trained with a gimbal, so you know, it was a lot of, you know, just getting it right and all that, which Steadicams are really hard to learn, so it's one of those things we shouldn't really be learning on the job, but it was fine, and it worked out really great anyway. Got a nice smooth shot, so that was really good. Also, I just want to say, if you are really scared of like a picture or something, make it a horror film, because with all the times that you see it, you just, like, I can look at this Jeff the Killer face and it's like, no, it's not even scary anymore, so that's good. But yeah, we also did a few other shots like behind the computer screen, like this one, where it's like do. We did that one last, and we did quite a lot of really more hard shots today. We're gonna be doing the ones behind the tap and all that tomorrow, but today was successful. We went a little bit over time, about 8 minutes, so not too bad though. And it was a lot of lighting issues, especially with the gimbal part, but other than that, in my opinion, it worked out well. As you see, we always have this over here, and we actually have our behind the scenes because we redid the thumbnail for on a whiteboard, and it's all on the board. So yeah, other than that, we did also getting out of the bed and all of that. Today, fairly successful, although for the fall, that took a long time worth of preparation because you can't just have a few pillows there and you fall down because the pillows move for the first time and we had to do a test run. So when I fell either way, I did a like soft fall and it still, hurts your back a little bit and all that. So we had to have blankets and all of that underneath and then pillows on top. And then with all of that combined with 2 pillows by the head because, that's of course, then I went, and it ended up working perfect, super soft fall. Of course, if you can't get a high jump mat, get one because it will save your life more. But yeah, that took a long time and also the gimbal one. But other than that, day 2, fairly successful in my opinion. And we'll be going on to the next few things just now. So, I mean tomorrow. So we'll be editing also some of this as a rough cut just now. So yeah. What's up guys, to day 3 behind the scenes. Let me just get focused, as you can see. Now focus, there we go, it's in focus now. But we just finished day 3, as you can see. I'm still using that nice light over there. And we still have the behind the scenes written on the board. But yeah, we just finished. As you can see, we were chilling over here. But yeah, we were chilling over there. We did 3 shots today. We did have the iPad over here. As you can see, we were running shot lister. So let me just quickly check. It was the shot looking in the door with the walls and it slowly slides in. We had the shot where he closes the tab, because that was of course really easy to do. And we have the shot where it's like, and he wakes up and then takes the cover thing off and then walks to the computer. So we have those 3 shots. The hard part today was acting, not for the first 2 shots. The first 2 shots were easy, but this shot, because this shot was about over here, and then we had to go, and we had to like make it look like we just came out of a falling dream, and then we had to, have that moment of, okay, we're okay, and then, getting angry because he was the one who looked at the creepypastas, which, as I said, creepypastas are really scary horror stories. So that is basically what we were doing, and yeah, it was pretty hard to act out. We had to do quite a lot of takes. And we realized that I'm supposed to actually get out of the bed and walk. So the first 3 takes were actually me just going, and then that's the end of the frame. So that wasn't really good. And a lot of the times it just looked overacted. So yeah, pretty hard film. I mean, pretty hard day. Not as hard as day 2. I'm feeling that day 4 will probably be harder. And day 5, I think, is just going to be the last few shots. I don't even know if we're going to have a day 5. I didn't plan out yet. For day 4, day 5, I usually just plan. Only for this film, I just planned. If you check on a whiteboard, we planned that long before. But this film, I thought, why not just plan the day? So we just planned these shots. And it's not too much, luckily. We did go a little bit over time. It took about an hour and 6 minutes roundabout. So not too bad for day 3, but still not too good. And as you can see here, we have the camera. That cool shot though. And yeah, that was basically day 3. Nothing really too special in there. Although we had to move a lot of stuff. Like the light usually is further away from the board. As you can see, it's usually about that far away. Let me just put it down carefully. Because if you guys know about bouncing light, it's, for example, with a softbox, you don't want that material to be really close to the lights because then it doesn't diffuse it as much. The further away you get it from the bounce source and then it bounces like that, the more soft it is, of course, the less light there is, but the more soft it looks. So due to the fact for the shot that looks in the room, the light was showing, so we had to move it like super close to the board, so that was a problem. But other than that, we just moved everything out, and now I'm gonna have to put everything back. Problem when it comes to having to move everything around. But that has been day 3. Finished the fall. As you can see, we had a lot of padding just in case, because you don't want anything to go wrong on set. But yeah, the fall was pretty crazy. It took a long time to prepare for that. So guys, I just want to quickly do a quick little behind the scenes, just quickly saying what happened on day 4, because we actually didn't have enough time to do the behind the scenes on set, so I thought why not just quickly do it now. We are busy doing a rough cut edit for it right now, so I thought why not just quickly wait, because it's busy rendering out a few of the clips that, you know, so that I can watch it with visual effects, not visual effects, but like color grading and all that, and it doesn't lag or anything. So I just want to say what happened. We filmed 5 shots, actually 4 shots. We were meant to, in a sense, film 5 shots, but we didn't have time to clear out the one. So we're doing 3 shots tomorrow for actually today, because today is, yeah, but we did the behind the scene, the behind the tap shot where we used the Samsung Galaxy S5. We didn't have my iPhone over here. iPhone 5s doesn't have a focusing camera, because usually on an iPhone it renders out a better image, but I used Ultra HD on the Samsung S5 and it worked perfectly. I looked at it on the computer and it looks great, really liking it. Don't know if I'll use the phone a lot, but when I get another iPhone, then we'll definitely make a film of that. But yeah, it was pretty hard because we couldn't see, because the tap was only about 1.5 inches wide, so we had we couldn't look at the screen or anything. We had to record, hopefully everything's in frame, and then see. So it was kind of hard to do that shot, and it was all about lighting, because as you know, phones don't have great dynamic range, and we wanted it to be, we actually wanted to do a shot where the guy washes his hands, but the lens wasn't wide enough, and then he looks around and then you see the, the knife thing, but the dynamic range at the end of the day actually wasn't dynamic range, but we couldn't get proper lighting for the way that it worked, because at the end of the day, the fluorescent light that we were using on the main, like the person who washes his hands and all that, was bouncing on, so that you'd see basically everything, which didn't make it that scary, and also it gave a look like, it wasn't really that scary, so I have to cut to another shot. I haven't gone to that point in editing yet, so I don't know how it's going to work, but in my opinion, I think I'm going to use the Canon 60D shot, and we're going to just cut to that shot as well, so that it looks a little bit more scary and jumps out a little bit more. But yeah, that was basically it. We also did the waking up scene after the stab thing, and we also did the second last shot where he just eventually is like, screw this, and he just actually goes to sleep. So those were the 4 shots actually, because we had to add that other insert shot. But yeah, not too crazy. Today we're just going to be filming the shot of the bed sheet lifting and the opening shot, and then we're going to be filming the, actually forgot which one it was. We're going to be filming, luckily I have this opened here. We're also going to be filming the over the shoulder shot on the bed of the face. So those are the few shots where we'll be filming today. So yeah. What's up guys, let me get focused. As you can see, it is crazy blurry. Give it 5, 4, there we go. Oh wait, no. There we go, it's in focus. Sorry about the our electricity just got cut off. No, we did pay our bills. No, but the reason is because we have load shedding right now, which basically just means that coal supply low equals no electricity. So we just wrapped up day 5. I almost said 4, and I cut it to 5. Let's see what I did. But today was day 5 of filming, and we finished it, and now it is load shedding, which is no electricity. So we finished it just in time. We knew it was going to be at 8 o'clock, so we planned, and we had to do the film in 30 minutes. We only had 3 shots. The shot of the blanket lifting at the end, the first shot, which is also of it's the same shot, and we also did the shot over the, the last over the shoulder shot looking at the computer with the face. So those were the 3 shots that we did, not too long to do. But yeah, we finally finished them. It was pretty stressful though, because we can't power our fluorescent light because it gets powered through plug, so it doesn't use battery or anything. So if the power's off, then we just can't use that light. And if you try and look at that without no light, yeah, it's pretty hard. But yeah, so we finished that. We're gonna start editing now, and it's hopefully gonna be good. We're also gonna start taking some photos, and I think 10 days before we'll start promoting it. It is July, so it's then only August and then October, at least September, October. So we have quite a long time till this film gets made. But we're gonna spend every little bit of that time trying to use like sound design, make it as good as we can, because we have so much time. Why waste it on just sitting around? We're gonna make it a slow process, but We'll, you know, summon every little bit and make good sound design, make perfect edits. And also, 10 days before the film gets released, we'll probably have some really cool little teaser photos. So check out Twitter for sure. And, yeah, maybe we'll also have a Facebook account. Maybe we'll put on the Facebook account. So go and check out Vendown Films Facebook, which we'll have a link to, or a link below. Yeah, behind the scenes. Link below. So that has basically been day 5. Day 5 went smooth. It was very quick, but other than that, we got it done at the end of the day, and we are wrapped. I actually haven't done the honors yet of opening the iPad shoot day. I actually didn't even look at this. Let me just schedule it. We didn't schedule this. Oh wait, I'm doing it for the wrong day. Give me 5 seconds. What? Well, as you can see, okay, well, we didn't even schedule today. We just knew what shots they were. So I'm gonna just quickly create the shoot day, and then I'll just finish all the stuff. So that's basically been day 5. Sorry for making this one a little longer. It was only a few shots, but yeah, hopefully it comes out good in the edit. Hopefully we don't have to reshoot another day, but there might be a few instances because there were shots that we weren't too sure about on set. But that's basically been it. We're gonna jump into editing, see if we need to redo a shoot, and we'll call the other shoot day if we do have to do one the other shoot day. So thanks for watching, and we'll carry on now. And also, sorry about bad audio. I didn't have time to set up a lav mic, and my phone is very low on battery, and there's no electricity too. So if it's gonna waste battery and all that. So on to editing all the other day. So as you can see, those videos talked for themselves, or I talked for the videos, which then means I talked for them, drifting away again. But hopefully those videos really gave you the overview of, you know, what happened during those days. I don't really need to tell you much, but as you can see, streamlined process, so really there's not much to talk about production. I mean, you know, moving around chairs and all that, and, you know, tables for that shot, and, you know, having pillows and all that for the falling shot. Past that, everything calm, normal. You know, those videos hopefully told you everything. There's not much that I can tell you about this that they didn't already say. Those videos didn't say, so carrying on. Let's go on to the sexy and very important step of filmmaking called post-production. Alright guys, here's where we get really, really crazy and deep into it, because I mean, when it comes to horror film, usually the biggest part is production. And I'm talking like a rapper right now, so I'm gonna probably slow down my words just a little bit so that you can actually understand what I'm saying. But what I wanna say is that this is a really vital part in this film, because with production, we're very limited. We don't have a lot of support systems. We don't have a lot of crew members there and all that. So, you know, we really need to make ourselves very useful when it comes to post-production. So everything that we couldn't do in production, we could do in post-production. Now, there's really not much visual effects to this film. It's mainly just the plain, simple editing, color grading, exporting, and uploading. So yeah, you're probably gonna fall asleep with this part. But I am not, so let's carry on. I'm gonna quickly start off just by saying, what's his name? This is not gonna be about the look, so it's not gonna be week 3, but I'm mainly gonna talk about what happened in post-production. Now, we used Adobe Premiere Pro CC to edit the footage, just to cut it up, splice it up, put everything there, and we used a lot of different color. We basically try to make sure that, you know, you can label your shots in Premiere Pro. So we did a lot of that to make sure this is this shot, this is that shot, this is the opening, this is not the opening. So we did that a lot, which I don't usually do that a lot, but I did that a lot in this film. So yeah. Then past that, we did do a lot of, to get, this is gonna be a little bit of color grading and the look, and we used unsharp mask to really sharpen it up, which I should have actually done. Sorry about that, guys. The recording just quickly stopped because my camera can be a douchebag sometimes. Carrying on though. But what I want to say is that we could have actually done an HDR technique where we set the blending mode to lighten, then we add unsharp mask, and then we jack up the radius to about 25, and then we lower the amount to 25. And that gives a really HDR sort of a tone. I got that from Creatrix, #VFX. I don't know how he, you know, tries to get his viewers to say that, but yeah. But that's what I should have done for this film, but I didn't. Because, I mean, if you look at the highlights, they look really bland and all that. But would have been cool. But let's not dwell in the past. So yeah, that has basically though been it for the sharpening. If you guys wonder why the foam looks sharp, it was sharpened with the EOS 60D Canon 60D, EOS 60D Canon EOS 60D. Yeah, more dogs barking, by the way, really sets the tone for horror, doesn't it? But what I also just want to say is that so usually your shots don't really get that sharp when you're shooting on Canon DSLR, and that's why what we did was we set our our mount to 120 and our radius to 1.2, which really sharpens up the fine details, but doesn't make it look very crappy and, you know, overly sharpened and all that. So, quick little tip if you want to, you know, get really good sharpening in your films. Now, past that, really editing, there's not much to do. So, I'm going to quickly move on now to color grading. And color grading was very basic. We did it in speed grade, and we did a lot of, like, you know, color correcting using LUTs. And then we did mainly just contrast, and then we just changed the shadows just to be a little bit more blue. Past that, I really can't say much about color grading. We used the LUT, I think it was the Airy LUT. It was all the way up there. It's the Airy HD LUT, I think, that we used. And then we just basically just threw up the highlights because it looked really bland. And if you look at the original shot, it even looks more bland. So yeah. And then we just added a little bit of blue to the shadow so that it could look a little bit more cinematic, because it looks really brown normally. So we need to just add a little bit of blue so it could look a little bit more cinematic. So that's basically the overview of color grading. Then we sent it back to Premiere Pro, and we didn't really do much from there. It was basically just in speed grade. So that was basically it for color grading. On to sound design. Now, quick little disclaimer. This video, I don't think is going to be as long as I thought. So it might be 20 minutes, but I was planning on it for being longer, so sorry about that. So I'm going to have a quick little bit of 5 seconds of silence, just so that, you know, we can get a little bit more time in this video, so that my internet can get more of a hit when I have to upload it. So give me 5 seconds. 1, 4, and 5. Thanks a lot, guys. Now, let's go on to sound design. Now, sound design was a very, very basic aspect of this film. And basically what we did for sound design was we edited it in Adobe Audition. Said it pretty swag that time. And I just want to quickly talk about the on-set recording there, because this is sort of post-production, although we're not doing it on a computer, but it is after production, which is post-production then. So we recorded it with the Rode SmartLav Plus and the Blue Snowball mic. The Blue Snowball mic we used just for the breathing, and we used the SmartLav Plus for all the chair, the footsteps, getting out of bed sounds and all that. So basically every other sound, past breathing, and the go to sleep sort of sound effect. I'm not gonna even try and reenact it, so yeah. Carrying on. But also then we edited it up in Adobe Audition. We didn't add any effects or anything or any EQ, because I thought, not we, there was no we in the editing, or basically just me. I was sitting there, depressed, lonely on a chair with my Coke. Carrying on. So, basically, we didn't really add any EQ or effects to the audio. We just left it plain. It sounded good, and I thought that it was more than good enough. And I know you shouldn't do that, but we were very close to the deadline, which was 1st of October. So we needed to really get it out there. So, I mean, you know, it was more than fine for us. So, for me, us, you guys are in it, I guess. So, viewers, so us. Carrying on. It's getting really awkward in this video. You guys probably are like, you know, at this point right now, in watching this video, like, yo, this is getting really awkward. But I'm going to end the awkwardness right now by saying, you're watching this on a computer screen. There's nothing to be afraid of. Man, just have a sip of Coke, and all of that stress will go away. But, carrying on, because now the dogs are going to bark again. So, I just want to quickly say now, the sound design, we did it all in Adobe Audition. The way we did that was by selecting multi-track, and we selected on the clip, and then we said sequence, selected it, boom, threw it in Adobe Audition, went to multi-track up there, and then we went down to Adobe, to export to Adobe Premiere Pro CC, and then we sent it back, and then we had our clip, and then we just needed to arrange everything to make sure that it sounded all good. And past that, then that's what we got. We got good audio that way, because you can't really hear a lot if you're recording on set your sound effects, unless you record it separately. But if you just record it all at the same time, it really won't really get good with every sound. Then you can separate it, and then you can maybe say, oh, this needed more. And I would say that the sound effect I'm most proud of, or sound that I was most proud of, was probably the tab, because the tab really gave We did add a little bit of EQ, I think. We pushed up to 2000s, which was where the, water was going. So that's why it sounds so loud in the form. So that's basically the overview of sound design. And we're really going to the end right now. So, yeah, let's go to the signing off part. And now, alright, I just want to quickly add in with the post-production. We exported at 20 megabytes per second at the maximum of 30 megabytes per second. We added on maximum render quality, and we put on maximum render bit depth thingy. And we also exported in 5.1 AAC audio. Dolby Digital wouldn't allow me to change up the settings, so I didn't export like that. But past that, then we uploaded it in 4K by upscaling in post. We didn't record it in 4K, it was a 60D. So, yeah. And past that, that was all the exporting settings. Hopefully, this video is fairly long, but not too long, because I want it to sort of be the ultimate behind the scenes on Halloween. But I also want to quickly say on a serious note, because I mean, this video has been a lot of just playing around and all that, with some random stops and all that. But I want to say, honestly, hope you guys have a really, really great Halloween, although this video will be on Halloween, so I doubt you guys will be watching this. You'll probably be going trick-or-treating or something like that. So hopefully you guys have a great Halloween either way. And due to this video being uploaded now, and Vendam Films doesn't have very, frequent uploads, I want to quickly also just say that happy Thanksgiving as well, and happy, Merry Christmas, and, Happy New Year's if I don't make a video for the rest of this year. So I guess that would be my signing off for this, although I think we would have a Christmas video, but I don't think there'd be any Thanksgiving or anything. So enjoy your Thanksgiving at least, because I'm doubting that I'll have a video up before then. So yeah, that has basically been it, this video though. Hope you guys did enjoy this month of behind the scenes, and hope you guys did enjoy the short form A Horrorble Dream. Go over there and watch the video, and if you haven't watched it before, go watch it, and then just tell me in the comment section below. I'm busy stuttering on my words right now, but just tell me in the comment section, what should I have done better? What did you like? Just so that my next few films can be better than any of the other ones I made so far. Because you know what? Good criticism is great and can make you a better filmmaker. So try and make me become a better filmmaker. Help a homie out. So yeah. So that has basically been it. Finally signing off for the end of this month, A Horrorble Dream. We'll hopefully do the same thing next year. Hopefully it'll be even 10 times as epic. And then we'll do, maybe something around the July time. Maybe make a different film. Maybe we'll make a series sometime soon. Trust me, guys. The future has really great things awaiting for this channel. Can't wait to film those stuff. And hopefully you guys, though, did enjoy this video. If you guys enjoyed the behind the scenes. And I'm talking too long. So if you guys enjoyed this not vlogging video. I keep saying that due to the fact that I make vlog videos. But I'm not going to self-advertise right now. But due to self-advertising, link below for my vlogging channel. The more you know. I had to save it, so yeah. Carrying on. But if you guys did enjoy this behind the scenes of A Horrorble Dream, the ultimate one on Halloween, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, next video, we'll see you guys then.